Yes. So I guess I can start. Thank you very much, Christina, and Donna, for having me for this session. And I guess the idea of this session today is just talk about the importance of French these days when we talk about immigration. And then I have a small presentation that I want to share. So I'm going to try to share my screen, if you bear with me here, just to see. I should be able to share. I just sent a request to be able to share my screen, Christina.
I approved it. You should be good to
Okay,
go.
thank you, Donna. And then just please let me know if you see my screen. Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, great. So then basically, so then that's it. So the topic of today is just French is the key to immigrate to Canada these days. And what I want to do is more than just talking and telling you about the importance, because it is important. And I think we all, immigration consultants, I think Donna won't let me lie on that one. We know that now what we are asking our clients when we have people asking or wondering what else can they do to increase their points or increase their probabilities is really to study French. And then what I have is just some cases that I want to share with you that really illustrate these ideas. So this is not me telling you anything. This is just me taking data from the Canadian immigration website, comparing the last draws that have been made. I'm talking to you about different immigration programs that are open to people that do speak French and have some French knowledge. So I'm going to start with my first case. I introduce you to Jane. Jane. um, Jane is single. She's 30 years old. She has a bachelor's degree back home. She came to Canada and she did a 1 or 2 year diploma. She has a C1 level in English. She has a 1 year work experience in Canada, and she has 3 years work experience overseas in her home country. So these would give Jane, under the CRS scores system, it will give her 464 points. So if we look at the draws from the Canadian experience class, we see that the lowest, the person that got the lowest rank got 518 points. So if we go back to Jane, we see that Jane has 460 points. That would leave her out of the draws. Like she would have no chance. She wouldn't get an invitation to apply with all these profile that, or these, profile that she has. Now, if we tell Jane, why don't you do a master's degree? So Jane says, okay, let me just go and do a master's degree. I'm going to increase my score, and therefore I'm going to increase the probabilities of getting an invitation to apply. So we did not change anything here. Still single, 30 years old, bachelor's degree back home. But then she did in Canada a master's degree, C1 in English, 1 year work experience in Canada, 3 years work experience back home. These will bring her up to 518 points. Now, if we go back to the Canadian experience class draw, then that would have given her the chance at the draw of July 8th with 518 points. So out of 9 draws so far in the year 2025, she would have got just one shot to get an invitation to apply. Okay, now, if Jane, instead of doing a master's degree, Jane says, let me study French. I'm just going to study French. Let's drop the master's degree that costs, I don't know how much it costs, but it's expensive. I'm just going to invest in studying some French. So we go back to the example of Jane. And then instead of a master's degree, we keep her at a bachelor's degree in her home country, 1 or 2 year diploma in Canada, C1 in English, but now we put a B2 in French for her. 1 year experience, 3 years of experience back home. We didn't change anything else. We just added a B2 in French here. This will bring her to 526 points. And then all of a sudden, we can look at a different immigration program that is now offered, that is the French language proficiency program. Now, if we look at the score for the French language proficiency program, we see that the number goes down a lot. And we see that now all of a sudden Jane will have a shot in pretty much all the draws for 2025. The lowest was 379 points back in March 2025. It fluctuates, it goes up and down. It was 481 in August, and then right now, the last draw, September 4th, 446 points. So right here, we see that a person that decides to invest in French will increase the probabilities in getting an invitation to apply for permanent residency. Now, I want to take another example. Now, I want to take the example of Alex. This is a person that has never stepped a foot in Canada, single 30-year-old, bachelor's degree back home, no education in Canada, C1 in English, no work experience in Canada, 3 years work experience back home, 371 points. We know he's not going to make the cut for the Canadian experience because he doesn't have any Canadian experience, work experience. But then we say Alex invests again in French, like, so we keep everything the same, but now we add a B2 in French for Alex. So he goes to 433 points. And we see that on the French language proficiency program, he would have probably not qualified for every draw, but at least 3 out of those, he would have qualified without even coming to Canada, just by investing in French. So I guess this really illustrates how important French is right now when thinking about immigration in Canada. Another important thing that I want to draw the attention here is just the total number of invitations. So on the French language proficiency program, we said that the government so far in 2025 has issued 25,500 invitations. And for the Canadian experience class, only 20,850. So as well, not only that the score is lower, but also they issue more invitations for the French language proficiency. It just goes to show how Canada wants people that speak French. Like that's basically all it's saying is we need immigrants. We want people to immigrate to Canada, but we need people to have French skills. So that's on the Canadian, on the federal side. Now on the Quebec side, it's also very, very interesting because when someone learns French and gets a B2 in French, not only do they have a chance at applying at the Express Entry or the French proficiency program, but also they open up a brand new opportunity, which is through the Quebec province. So usually people don't look at Quebec just because we have French here, right? And then Quebec, it's like out of the picture. But then when you speak French, you open another possibility, and it's applying through another immigration system, which is ARIMA. So we just have to remember that Quebec uses a very different immigration system. It's very independent from the federal system. It has nothing to do. It's like we're talking about a different immigration system. It's like 2 different countries in a sense. It's like Quebec has its own immigration system, its own point system, and it's very different from the Canadian, from the federal one. So I just want to talk today about the Quebec Skilled Worker Selection Program. So this is a very interesting program. Of course, in order to immigrate to Quebec, people like French is mandatory. It's not an option. Like people need to speak French. But if you're investing already in French, then guess what? That opens up the possibilities also through the province of Quebec. So we have 4 streams under that program, and I want to concentrate in only the first 2 streams because these are the ones that are more common for people. So the stream 1 is for highly qualified and specialized skills. For these, to qualify for this program, it's a fair 0, 1, or 2. It's very similar to the tiers. So it's equivalent to the tier 0, 1, or 2. All a person needs is 1 year work experience in or outside Quebec. The experience does not have to be in Quebec. It could be outside. It could be in their home country. They need a French oral level of CLB8 and a writing of CLB6. So as we can see, the writing, it's not that bad. It's only CLB6. Oral, it's high. It's an intermediate. It's a high intermediate level, but not impossible. And then stream 2 is for intermediate and manual skills. So fair 3, 4, or 5, which is again equivalent to a tier 3, 4, 5. Now, for these program, people need 2 years work experience. Out of those 2 years, 1 year has to be in Quebec. 1 year work experience needs to be in Quebec, and then the other year could be somewhere else. And they only need an oral CLB7. They don't need any written French here. Okay, then we have streams 3 and 4, but as I said, I want to concentrate in these two. So for you to have an idea of the fairs, I just put here more or less what these is. So the fair 0 is management occupations. Tier 1 is occupations requiring university education. Tier 2, college program, diploma, and 2 years apprenticeship, supervisors. Tier 3, it's a college program and short training. Tier 4, high school and job specific training. And tier 5, minimal or no formal education, is basically just experience. So basically, to summarize this, because I know we don't have much time, and then we have to talk about other things, and we need to give time for questions. If someone speaks French, we have the express entry, the federal system. So it's based on points, CRS, which probably everybody knows. If someone learns French, they will get extra CRS points. And then this will boost the chances to get an invitation to apply. Now, in ARIMA, which is the system, it's equivalent to express entry in Quebec. It's called ARIMA. And through the Quebec Skilled Worker Program, the person will send an expression of interest to apply. French is mandatory, as we saw. And then also invitations are based on points. And then a person might get, again, an invitation to apply, or the equivalent of an invitation to apply. So as we see with French, candidates will be able to apply through both systems, not only through the express entry, but as well through the ARIMA or through the province of Quebec, doubling their chances at obtaining permanent residency in Canada. So there are many programs specific to provinces that require French, but we wouldn't have time to talk about all these programs today. I just wanted to give an overall idea of how French can increase the chances to get permanent residency in Canada.
Thank you, Carolina. That was very informative, and I hope the students learned a lot. We will open up the floor for questions and invite Christina back on.
Thank you so much, Carolina. Indeed, it was very informative. Thank you so much. I saw someone who had raised in their hands. I don't know if you have any questions. You can just also use the chat box or the question box. So you can ask your questions there, and we will be happy to answer them. All right. And now, what do we do with the information that Carolina shared with us? We need to take actions, right? And first actions, if you have no knowledge in French, is really to start some French classes, right? So what I will do right now, I'm going to just share my screen. I'll share the presentation here. All right. Okay, I think now everyone can see the presentation. Just give me a thumbs up if that's okay. Can you see it? Can you all see it? Yes. Thank you.
And we have a question from Elizabeth, Christina.
Nice. All right, so let's do it.
Go ahead, Elizabeth. I've allowed you to talk.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you.
I just wanted to know how long could it take to reach the level necessary to increase the score in the express entry in French?
Christina
if
should cover that as a part of her presentation.
okay.
Oh,
How
sorry, the
long it
length.
takes to reach a certain level in French.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So we will talk about that as well in the presentation for sure. So we will talk about the levels that we offer at ILAC and then the length of the course as well. Okay. So I think now everyone can see the presentation, right? So we offer the French classes online. Of course, we have students taking the preparation classes, the French classes, for multiple purposes: to immigrate to Canada, maybe also to, that will also help them through their career and also get ready with higher education. In terms of classes, we offer them, as I mentioned, online in 2 different time slots. So you can see here, classes go from 6 to 9 p.m. Toronto time, and also then from 9 p.m. to midnight, again, Toronto time, Eastern time. Okay, so 3 hours of classes a day, 5 days a week. We also offer general French classes, and then very soon we will be offering the DEF exam preparation. So general French courses go Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays what we do is more of a review and speaking class. All right, so again, 3 hours, 5 days a week. So you get 15 hours of classes per week. Live, it's in a group session, and you can choose between these 2 time slots, 6 to 9 p.m. or then 9 to midnight Toronto time. In terms of the levels, so we offer all the levels from A1.1 all the way until B2.2. This is the level, as you know, Carolina mentioned before, that would be the level that we will advise everyone who wants to immigrate to Canada to achieve, right, and get the highest score, right? So you can get 50 additional points on your PR application. So as you can see, it's a 4-week cycle. Each level takes 4 weeks. And how we assess students' progression is through attendance, multiple quizzes that we do throughout the course, and a test that we do also at the end of the 4-week cycle, and of course, through teachers' recommendation. In terms of the start dates, so as I mentioned, it's a 4-week cycle. We have the next intake next Monday, so September 22nd, and then every 4 weeks. Students are more than welcome also to join on week 2 of the cycle. So meaning if you start next week, September 22nd, second week would be September 29th. That's an option as well. However, we will always advise students to start on a main start date, first week of the cycle, meaning next Monday, September 22nd, or then October 20th. Every 4 weeks, we have a new start date. And to answer, I forgot your name, but you were asking me in terms of the length of the course, right? So if you're starting from a beginner level and you're aiming a advanced level B2, then we would advise in between 6 to 8 months of preparation classes, right? We need to always first assess your French level, understanding where you would be starting, and then that will determine how many weeks we'll be able to create that customized study plan and understand how many weeks, how many months you will need of preparation classes to achieve that B2 level in French. Okay. So start dates, as I said, every 4 weeks, being the next Monday, and starting a new cycle, right? A new start date. In terms of fees, so we have a very good promotion, introductory promo. So tuition fees are at $100 per week. So remember, you're getting 15 hours of classes per week at a $100 fee. per week. Registration fee is a one-time fee of $120 as a new student, and then material fee is $10 per week. We also have a bonus promotion that is available until September 30th. For everyone who is registering for 7 weeks, we add an additional week. So meaning you pay for 7, but you will study for 8 weeks, and that you guarantee 2 levels of French classes. All right, so for every 7 weeks, you get 1 additional week for free, and this promotion ends on September 30th. You can, of course, register now before the promotion ends. And even if you're not ready to start on September 22nd, you can book your promotion and start in the next intake, October 20th. All right. In terms of the registration process for French classes, very straightforward. We will just need you to fill out the application form, send us a valid photo ID, and then we will send you the invoice and the welcome package where it will include the assessment test. You will complete the payment and you can start classes right away next Monday. This is very easy and a straightforward process. Now let's move for also CELPIP and IELTS. I'm sure you have heard of those tests, right? We also need to prove our English proficiency level, right? So we could do that through CELPIP and IELTS. So at ILAC, we also offer those exam preparation courses. We offer them in person in the evening as well, 6 to 9:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday. You could choose to come on semi-intensive schedule, so full-time Monday through Thursday, or you could choose a part-time schedule, Monday and Wednesday, or Tuesday and Thursday. You can see that each day we dedicated for a specific skill, right? So reading, listening, writing, and speaking. So as I said, you could choose to come on semi-intensive schedule 4 days a week or part-time schedule as well. Classes for in-person go from 6 to 9:30 p.m. And as you might know, ILAC is located in downtown Toronto or downtown Vancouver. Okay, towards the end of this presentation, I'll share our contact details. So if you guys are interested in our preparation courses, we will share all that information with you. Anyone who might be interested in CELPIP online classes, we also offer them. We call them CELPIP Bootcamp. It's a 4-week course delivered online in the 6 to 8 p.m. schedule, Monday through Thursday. In terms of fees, for Net School in-person classes, we have 2 promotions that you could choose from. So first is you could get an additional week for every 5 weeks that you register. So again, you'll pay 5 and then you will study for 6. Or the other promotion is that ILAC covers the test fee. When you register for 8 weeks in a semi-intensive schedule or 12 weeks part-time schedule, ILAC will pay for your test fee. Okay, we are also a IELTS and CELPIP test center, both in our Toronto and Vancouver locations. And in terms of the tuition fees, you have them listed here. For the semi-intensive schedule, the fee is at $190 per week, or part-time schedule $130 per week. And materials are already provided. Registration fee, one-time fee. Now, bear in mind that, as I mentioned before, this is for the first time that you are an ILAC student. So let's say you register for, let's say, CELPIP preparation classes and French preparation classes, you will only pay 1 registration fee. Okay. In terms of the bootcamp fees, so remember this is for CELPIP online classes. We have start dates every 2 weeks. The length you could choose 2 or 4 weeks. So you can also select the skills that you want to register for, that you want to focus on. And then minimum level required is ILAC level 12 advanced. Tuition fees is $100 per week and registration fee $50. Material $50. Material is provided as well. Okay, and here you can see our contact details. So you can either email us at info@ilac.com or of course message us on WhatsApp. I'll leave this slide here for maybe a few minutes so everyone can scan our QR code to our WhatsApp or take a picture of the screen so you can also email us. One thing I also want to mention, and I'll leave, if it's possible, I think it is possible in the chat, I'll leave also the links to our French demo lessons. So we offer French demo lessons on Wednesday. So tomorrow, Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m. Toronto time, and then also 9 p.m. Toronto time. So we are offering 2 French demo lessons tomorrow. So you are all welcome to come and try those demo lessons and join our demo lessons. Okay. So I hope everyone had a chance to scan the QR code or take a photo of this screen. I will also try to leave this information in the chat if it's an option. I don't think it's an option for the chat, but just give me any hands up if you haven't been able to take a screenshot or a photo. In any case, as I said, we will also be sharing their presentation and of course our contact details. So if you have any questions, please do reach out to us and we will be happy to answer. And as for the demo lessons that we have tomorrow, again, 6 and 9 p.m. Toronto time. So if you go on ILAC website, you can search, even if you go on Google and you type ILAC demo lessons, it brings you to our website and then you can register for our demo lessons, okay? But we will be able to also share that in the follow-up email. All right, I don't think we have any questions. Anyone who maybe wants to raise their hand and speak up? Elizabeth, thank you. Can we allow to talk? I think ask to unmute.
Okay. No, I was
No.
saying that I think the Q&A is not working because I tried to put the question there and it says that it's turned off. But my question is, I don't know if I missed it, but did you say how long could it take to get to the B1 level that is necessary to increase the express entry score?
Yeah, we would. So first of all, we would need to understand what's everyone's French level. We need to understand where you, in this case, Elizabeth, you would be starting from, right? But someone who is in a level A1, beginner level, we would estimate like around 6 to 8 months until someone reaches that B2 level.
Oh, okay. And that will be with 3 hours per day lessons.
Exactly. I'm sharing the presentation. I think you can all see it. Just let me know if otherwise. Let me just go back to this. Sorry.
And approximately in total, to study all those levels up to B1, how much could it cost the whole package?
Yeah. So it's $100 per week. Let me just share the presentation again. I just want to make sure that. All right. Okay. So those are all the levels, right? And again, we need to understand which level you will be starting from. So then we can determine how many weeks, how many months you will need until you reach level B2. But as I said, it would be like from beginner to advanced. If you join all our classes from 6 to 8 months, it really depends on the students, attendance, progression, and efforts. But around like, estimate 6 to 8 months. In terms of the fees, here you have the tuition fee, so $100 per week with registration fee that you pay only once, $120, and material fees, $10 per week. Now, with this bonus promotion, for every 7 weeks that you pay, you will get 1 extra week for free. So what we can do, I will now share our contact details. So make sure that you send us either a message on WhatsApp or an email. So then we will ask you to take our French assessment test. And then based on that, we will tell you how many weeks you will need. So then we can send you an estimate, a quotation, and then you can go ahead with the next steps for the registration process. Right?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let me know if you're able to now scan the QR code. That should work, but I'll just keep this slide for a little longer.
We had a question from Isha Ben, who asked, do we have demo lectures? So I've put the link for you to the demo classes that you can register for, Isha Ben, in the Q&A. And everyone else who wants the link, you should be able to see that there as well. And we have another question from Sagar. Sagar, go ahead.
I want to know, does the spelling is also matter while giving the writing exam? Spelling? Is it deduct the marks?
Not so sure if I understand your question. Sorry, Sagar.
There is a writing exam in this. So if someone do the spelling mistake in writing the French, so they will deduct the marks in the final score?
That I don't know, to be honest. That would be a question for our teachers. Not so sure if Carolina, you would know that answer.
Yeah. So basically, yes, it is very important. I mean, it all depends. Like, if it's the oral, then for sure no, then they're just going to be assessing the oral aspect of the language, and then there is no written part. But then if you're taking the writing, yes, of course, the spelling is important, and then you will not get points if you get the wrong spelling. So yes, spelling is important, and spelling correctly, accents are taken into consideration where given the score or getting a B1 or a B2 level.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Donna, for sharing the link for the demo lesson. So make sure that you click on that link that Donna shared. So there is the question mark, right, button. So please make sure that you click there. And in the answer section, you can see the link to our demo lessons, right? So make sure that you join. Thank you so much, Donna, for answering and adding the link there. Make sure that you register. So again, we have 2 tomorrow for French demo lessons at 6 p.m. Toronto time and then 9 p.m. Toronto time as well. So Andres, your question, I said it like before, am I supposed to pay the registration fee again? No. The answer is no. As I mentioned before, any ILAC student or former ILAC student will not need to pay the registration fee. Or if you're a new student and you sign up for 2 preparation courses, let's say IELTS or CELPIP and then French as well, you will only pay the registration fee once. Okay. So, and to answer Fiorella's question, unfortunately, no, we do not offer in-person classes for French classes at the moment. So all our French classes are delivered online.
Hello, ma'am. I want to know that do you have any recorded classes so that I don't need to wait for the real classes? I can watch as per my schedule.
They're all live lessons. Yes, they're all live lessons. We don't offer recorded sessions.
Okay, so can you please tell us that why live session are more important than the recorded classes?
Yeah, because I mean, all our students, they want to put into practice what they are learning and ask questions live to their teachers. They can also practice their speaking, right? So as they go through exercises, reading, writing, listening, and speaking skills, they cover all those skills live, and that they get immediate feedback from the teacher. And, you know, that's something that we've been always offering them. Even in English classes, we always offer them live, and that's the request that we get from all of our students to offer them live, and because they get the most out of this as well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, I would advise you to come and join us for one demo lesson tomorrow, as I said, right? 6 to 9 p.m. We will have more demo lessons coming up soon as well. So in the link that Donna had shared, please always keep it handy so then you will see all that information posted there. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to just answer now Ishabin. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. On orientation, they told us that there is 1 month free classes at the university. Again, I would advise you, what I would like to do, just email us at info@ilac.com, because we need to understand your requests. What was the booking that you registered for? But I mean, if you sign up for the, with the promotion of 3 weeks, so if you, let's say if you pay for 28 weeks, then you would get a month free. So let's take that offline, so then we can help you better with your question. And I don't see, I know that there were some other questions here, but I think, Donna, you answered them all. Yes.
So I just got an interesting question from Patrick. He asked, I am scheduled to write my CELPIP exam on September 27th, 2025. Since the date is quite close, would it still be beneficial for me to join your classes? Patrick, in my opinion, I think it's always best to put your best foot forward with these tests, right? You get one chance in terms of how much money you're paying for this. You might as well make it the best effort that you can put in taking the exam, right? So the classes will definitely help you, but again, it all depends on how much work you're putting into it. The more time that you can put into it, the more that you can get out of it. Of course, studying professionally for this can benefit you and maybe bring out the best in your exam finally. So we would recommend that, and it's always best to be well prepared for an exam. I've also sent you the link for the demo classes that you can try out to see how that would help you out.
Thank you so much,
Um,
Donna.
Christina, the question from Andreas about I studied English at ILACS, so
Yeah.
he doesn't have to take the registration fee. We've already answered that.
I
right?
answered live, yes.
Okay.
I just didn't select, answered live, but yes.
Then I wanted maybe complement the Fiorella's question. She was asking about in-person classes. And I
Mhm.
just want to talk about just some experiences that we have, some students that have taken the online class and they get the French level good enough, like they start online and then they can finish up with a couple of classes in Montreal, immersion. I cannot say how good it is to be immersed in French and be able to practice. Then just, I think it's a great combination doing the online classes up to the B2 level and then trying to finish up with at least 1 month of in-person classes in Montreal. It's usually, and I see more and more people doing that. I know it's not easy because you probably are not in Montreal, you're probably in Toronto or Vancouver, but I've seen more and more people doing this combination, and it's good.
Mhm. Thank you, Carolina. All right, so I think we have answered all the questions. I think we have 2 more actually. From Waymin. Yes, so I took the placement test and I got the result A2. Would I know whether it's A2.1? So yes, you will always start A2.1 level or A1.1 or B1.1. So the beginning of the level. That's right. So yes, if you have scored level A2, so then you will be put in a level A2.1 class. Okay. All right, so I think we answered all. Thank you, Donna, for helping answer, marking them all as answered. Thank you. I think we go over all the questions. I know that Elizabeth, you had a question regarding the not being able to scan the QR code. Just give us like a little hands up, or maybe just write in the chat box that you were able to scan the QR code, if anyone was able to scan our QR code to our WhatsApp. Or of course, you can email us at info@ilac.com. And we have
A question from
Gasaldeep.
Gasaldeep, maybe?
Yeah. Do you want to maybe ask your question live? Maybe raise your hand if you want to ask your question live and we can unmute you. Don't be shy. Gasel deep. Mm. So I have a question for Adriano de Jesus. So what I will always recommend you is to email us at info@ala.com or write us a message at on WhatsApp, because we need to look into your details. And because your application is also linked with a study permit and work permit, so we need to also get Donna involved in this and really be careful with that, right? Question. I know that you want to switch maybe for French classes, and yes, very important that we don't mess up your immigration plan, right? You have a study and work permit, you're working, you're taking up, you're enrolled in our career college at like I see in Toronto. So please do just send us a quick message, and then we will look into that. Okay. I think we answered all the questions. I think there was
There was a question on program fees, and I've sent you the link for that, so you can take a look at that. But maybe
Perfect.
Christina, you just wanted to give them a quick summary on the fees for French
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah, so for French classes, so classes, they are delivered online in 2 different time slots, always 3 hours of classes per day, 5 days a week. So either from 6 to 9 p.m. Toronto time, or then from 9 p.m. to midnight Toronto time as well. Okay, so you can choose between these 2 time slots, 3 hours of classes a day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Tuition fees, we have a promotion right now, and tuition fees are $100 per week. And another bonus promo that for every 7 weeks that you register, we give you 1 additional week for free. So you pay for 7, but then you study for 8 weeks. All right, so I think I can also type again our email. Do not be shy. Do always contact us on WhatsApp or email as well, so then we can help you with your study plan. As I've been saying, we first need to understand what's your current French level, and then based on that, we will build the study plan, and we will give you the quotation. And as I said before, the registration process is very straightforward. You will fill out an application form online, you take the online test, you pay for your classes, and you can start as soon as next Monday, September 22nd. Have we answered all the questions? I believe so. Okay. Any follow-up questions? Otherwise, we will wrap it up here.
Hello,
And
ma'am.
then,
Just the last question, maybe if you can take. Maybe it's a silly question for you, but I just want to know that as per your experience, how fast any of your students have learned the French? For example, some students are not working, so they want to put their whole day to learn the French. For example, 7 to 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours in a day. They don't have any other work right now. So how fast they can learn, like within 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, as per your experience of the students?
I mean, in our experience, someone who's even learning English, right, beginner level, again, it would take like 6 to 8 months at least for someone to be like in a good like B1, B2 level. So that's what we would advise. We would like estimate someone from a beginner French level achieving like a B2 level, 6 to 8 months. That would be the time that someone will need to dedicate to get to that B2 level. And that's the level that, as Carolina mentioned before, that would be the required. So then you get the highest points in your PR application. If I don't have a B2 level in French, but we got A2, that's so helpful. Yeah, we have all the levels. So to answer your question, Mr. Kaur, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name properly, so I go by your last name. So yes, of course, we have all the levels from A1 to B2. So if your level is A2, you will start in a general French class. And as soon as you reach level B2, that's when you start with the TEF exam preparation. Okay, as I mentioned before, each level takes 4 weeks to be completed. Okay, one more question. How do we access the assessment test? So for the assessment test, please do write us an email, info@ala.com, or then WhatsApp, because what we need to do, we need to send you via email the link for the assessment test. And then we will get your test results. And based on that, we will build the study plan for you. And of course, we will send you the quotation. Okay, so you can email us at info@ilac.com, or you can also message us on WhatsApp. If you're messaging us from overseas, then you'll add the +1 and then 236-333-2007. Okay, one more question. You're welcome. All right, so to answer Wei Min's question, the A1 to B2, B1 classes, they are general foundation French classes, right? Where you learn all the foundation in the language, reading, writing, listening, speaking, pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, you name it. All you need to get strong with a strong foundation in French level. And it's only when you reach level B2 that you can start the TEF exam preparation. You're welcome, Wei Min. Let me know if I have answered your question. Amazing questions, everyone. Thank you so much. I see that everyone is very engaged and very interested. And as I said, any follow-up questions, any concerns, any comments, please do email us at info@ilac.com, or you can also message us on WhatsApp, which is at +1 236 333 2007. 236 333 2007. Okay, I think we don't have any other questions. Maybe one question coming now. We do not have an ILAC, unfortunately. Yes, we do not. Carolina has. So maybe Carolina, if you want to speak on that, someone who might be interested in studying French classes in person in Montreal.
Yes, for sure. So basically, the recommendation is always to try to do, because then changing and coming for a long time to Montreal, then it might not be feasible, but then doing a combination of online classes to get to a certain level and then just giving the last push in person. I think, as I said before, it's a great combination to be able to do at least to a B1 or a B2 level, and then coming to Montreal and doing like a 4-week intensive of in-person immersed in the city. I think that's really helpful. And I've seen that work because we've had some students that have done that. Even though, again, I repeat, I know it's not easy to leave everything aside and say I'm leaving, and then I'm going one way to Montreal, and I'm doing an intensive course. But it's a good, it's possible. You just need to organize yourselves. But then again, I wouldn't come to Montreal for 6 months because I don't even think that's feasible or even possible to pause everything for that long. But doing a combination of online classes and then at least 1 or 2 months of in-person, it's a good combination, and we can offer that through ATPAL. That we are based in Montreal, so we can do that, and it's the same program, it's the same continuation, so it's all like the same. Like if you did the KISS program, it's going to be a good transition.
Thank you, Carolina. Thank you, Elizabeth. All right. So I think we can wrap it up here, as we don't have any other questions coming. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in tonight. It was a very lovely session. Thank you, Carolina and Donna, for co-hosting this session with me. We will stop the recording right now, and we will be sure to share it with everyone.